down in the
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.
rolling, rolling, rolling,
What you gonna do?
rolling, rolling,
What you gonna do now?
down in the rolling, rolling, rolling.
Welcome to the Man Utd stream. Hope you're doing well. Saturday night, and yes, we have just witnessed a crazy day of Premier League matches. It's been going back and forth. Who's going to get relegated? It's looking crazy. West Ham with a goal in the last second or last minute of normal time. I think it was injury time, actually. They were in injury time and they scored a cracking goal. And Tottenham are looking like they're going to get relegated. I really do think Tottenham are now, even though they won their game, they looked really happy, they look pleased, but I think this is going to be a really, really difficult time for them. And I find it very difficult to see how they're going to climb out of this mess. How West Ham look like they are cooking. Anyway, allow that. We've got some big news, transfer news coming your way. Yes, Man Utd look like they've got another target in mind now. Tchouaméni, what's happened to him? It looks like that's gone a bit quiet. Tchouaméni to United. Some people are saying it's off. Some people are saying Tchouaméni has snubbed Man Utd. We're going to be discussing that and lots more in today's show. So make sure you stick around. Make sure you hit the like on this video. And if you're not already a subscriber to the Man Utd stream channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and more from one single daily dose. We give you everything and more in one daily show. So do not miss out on this fantastic source of Manchester United news. Now, we're going to discuss transfers, then we'll discuss the Premier League games, and we'll discuss some other news concerning Manchester United as well, concerning Bruno Fernandes and everything else. He's come out giving a really interesting interview. We've got other stuff as well. We've got to discuss the Premier League results today. Been crazy. It's been a crazy day. Been exciting as well. I've watched so much football today that I'm just my head's ready to burst. But anyway, leaving that aside, let's first talk about this news that's breaking, and it's breaking news hot off the press, guys, because, you know, on the Man Utd stream channel, we bring you news as soon as it happens. This is just in, and it's Manchester United have identified Atlanta's Edison as a potential recruit to fill the gap left by Casemiro's summer departure. He's valued at 40 million euros, 40 to 50 million euros. And Jason Wilcox is an admirer of him. Oh my God. Jason bloody Wilcox is an admirer, so we've got to go and sign him. Look, I'm going to tell you my honest opinion on Edison, and then you can drop your comments, drop it in the chat, let me know what you think of him, or in the comments, let me know what you think of him. You might have a different opinion. My opinion is the guy's not a Casemiro replacement. He's nowhere near Casemiro, and Casemiro is bloody retiring. Literally. This guy is in the peak of his career, and he's nowhere near Casemiro. If we're looking for a Casemiro replacement, there is one ready-made already that we've been discussing this week, and it is Tchouaméni. This guy is nowhere near. And Jason Wilcox, what does he know about football? What does Jason Wilcox know, man? He knows nothing. Nothing. Why are we sat here relying on Jason Wilcox to provide us with scouting reports and Atalanta's Edison? Look, I've got nothing personal against Edison, but he's simply not good enough. He's not a man. He's another bloody Ugarte. We're bringing in another Ugarte if we sign this guy. Why? It's got failure written all over it. It's just, do you know what? Actually, it just shows us fans and the rest of the world that this is the standard that we're working with. This is the standard that Ineos are setting for themselves and for everybody else. We might as well get ready for this summer, because we're mentioning all these top names, Tchouaméni, even Gomez being linked to Atletico Madrid. We're talking about Tonali, Anderson. No wonder Anderson's not going to come to United. He knows it's not going to happen. So what is the point? And the others, Wharton, Balib, at this rate, I'd bite someone's hand off to take Baleba. I really would. Right now. if we're looking at Edison as an option, do you know what? Even João Gomez of Wolves is better, in my opinion. I've watched both. Now, I must admit, I've not watched a lot of Edison. I've not watched a lot of him. But he doesn't strike me as a player who is a perfect box-to-box player, a defensive midfielder. Yes, I know. But, of course, Casemiro gives us goals as well. He gives us something else. He gives us a bit more than just a centre-mid player. And we all have benefited from that this season. We watched him play, and he's brilliant. Not only in our box, but in the opposition's box. He is brilliant. He's brilliant. Edison... I mean, come on. What's happened to our club standards? Come on. We're qualified for Champions League, hopefully. I mean, 2 wins and we qualify for Champions League, and we're looking at Edison as a possible midfielder this summer. I mean, look, I've mentioned this guy's name. It's not a surprise to me. I know this chap has been linked to United. We were already hearing that he is going to be, he might be on the short list. He might be on the short list. He might get shortlisted, blah, blah, blah. And now we've heard, not just from one source, by the way, this isn't just one random source coming out with, do you know what? We've been linked to Edison. No. It's like it's clockwork. Quite a few journalists have all released the same information almost at the same time, which tells you this hasn't been made up by just one random journalist who's going off on one. This is actual news, and it's reliable news. Manchester United have added 42 million, again, rated. I mean, it's between 40 to 50 mil, rated Edison to their list of summer targets. Please don't do this. Please. This has got failure written all over it. I can predict it right now. And again, I just feel like, what is the point? What is the point of spending 40 to 50 million pounds on a player that will ultimately be a risk, a player that we don't know whether he will succeed in the Premier League? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You might as well then go and get Gomez. I'd rather you go and get Gomez from Wolves. At least we know what to expect from him. At least we know he's not going to be the craziest player ever, but we know he'll be half decent. He'll do a good job for us. Just doesn't make sense to me. But the only reality, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking now, is that Ineos have no intention and no plans to spend big. They don't care about what's been said in the press. They never were after Anderson. They were never going to go in for Anderson. They were watching unless Anderson went for under 50 mil. They're never going to go in for him. So Anderson knew from day one through his representatives that only City are going to come for you. So don't you start publicly admiring Man United and start doing anything else. City are the only ones who are interested. They're the only ones who are going to pay for you. So you already must be committed to City. And hence why everything that's come out in the last 24 hours about him, his Instagram account, and he's following Man City and everything else, and he's reposted something about Man City's team of the season, everything else like this, it makes sense now. It all fits like a jigsaw. Now we know what's been going on behind the scenes. Man United have never been... I've said it. I've warned everybody. And sometimes, you shoot the messenger. Sometimes you look at me and you think, Travis is just full of shit because he's coming out with this negative news and it's not what you want to hear. You want to hear me sit here and say, we're signing this player and we're signing that player. And I wish I could sit here and say the same thing. I really do. As a Man United fan, of course you do. That's all you want. You want them to go after the big players so you can just enjoy football and look forward to the next season in Champions League. And if you've got Tchouaméni and Tonali and Baleba in your midfield, you're going to go win the Premier League. It's simple. So, yeah, of course I want to be doing that. And I don't want to be reporting on the likes of Edison, as a player that United are looking at. And this is if we're lucky, by the way. If we're lucky that Ineos are prepared to spend any money. But right now, Ineos, deep down, they know they're not going to spend any money on major players. They're not going to really bring in the players that we're thinking of. Now, for me, unless something lands in their lap, on the player is given to the board at United, I don't think they're going to be doing any chasing. We heard from Paul Scholes, actually. He came out and he said something really interesting. He said, look, about Anderson and how United are waiting to see what happens with Anderson and whether he goes to City or not. And he said something really interesting. He said, look, that's not how things work. United should not be operating in that way. United historically haven't ever done that. They never sit back and watch on to see whether a player is going to go to another club or not. Either they want that player or they don't. Either that player is interested in joining United or not. You don't sit there and hope that you're second best or you're the rebound option. That's just ridiculous. As a club, you got to have some self-effing respect. And this is not it. If we're sat there hoping, please, Anderson, if you decide not to go to City, we're here. We're here. You can come to us. We'll take you. Absolute pathetic policy if that is our transfer policy. But anyway, you're probably saying, Travis, what's happened to Tchouaméni? Well, Tchouaméni, again, we're hearing noises coming out that Tchouaméni doesn't want to move. How many times have we heard that from players from Barca and Real Madrid, where they've been talked up about, the club wants to sell him, but the player doesn't want to leave. The player himself doesn't want to leave. Point in case being Frankie de Jong, right? Remember that bloody saga where Barcelona agreed a fee to sell him and everything. They were happy to let go of him. They wanted him to be sold. They wanted to take the money off United, but Frankie de Jong didn't want to leave and just said, I don't want to leave. And I think this might be another case with Tchouaméni, and we must move quick if that is the case. We can't hang around and do a Frankie de Jong. We should learn our lesson with Frankie de Jong and never go back down that route again. So Frankie de Jong could be happening the same with Tchouaméni. Just stay away if that's the case. Do not waste your time on Tchouaméni and just move on. Look for other options. So that's transfer news. You might like it, you might not, but this is it. Ederson is currently hot favourite now. He's our top of the shortlist, clearly. He's top of our shortlist, and make what you want of that. I have to come to the chat actually now to see what you guys think of it, because I'm really concerned about this. Problem with Ederson is he isn't really a CDM. He's far more box to box. They say we can't go for Wharton because he's too similar to Manu. Then so is Ederson. Well, Ederson, do you know? He's crap going forward. I think he hasn't even scored a goal. Let me check. So he, in his 2025 sixth season so far, he's played 26 matches. Guess how much goals he's got? A grand total of, drum roll, one goal. Drum roll, let's see how many assists he's got, because he's playing in that role. Zero assists. This guy's shit, man. This guy has got shit written all over it. Another Ugarte. I don't care what anyone says. You can tell me all day long he's gonna be brilliant, but I can't see him being brilliant. I really can't see him being brilliant. I mean, some people will be probably some might argue that he's good. Some might say Travis, he's a decent player. He's good enough to come into United and do a job for us. I just can't see it, man. I just cannot see it. I just look at him and I think, do you know what? No, don't stop this. Why are we even thinking about this? Why are we thinking about this? Oh my God, man. Look, and apparently he's 26. Well, he is apparently. There is no apparently. He's 26 years old. And if he's 26 years old, isn't he over our age bracket, our criteria, right? Well, I thought it was 25 and under. But anyway, again, look, this is it. This is our standard right now. This is what we're looking at, right? This is what we're looking at right now. We are also never in the practice of buying young players. Looking forward to selling for profit in the future. We were bought quality players. It causes what we wanted them to stay United. Look, how old is Ederson? Ederson is 26. I've just 26 and 26 and under. Is that our policy? 26 and under. I thought it was 25 and under, but whatever it is, we've got to sign quality young players. We can't just bring in Ederson. I mean, for me, Has he got the potential to improve? Of course he has. He's 26. Yes, he can improve. He can become a very good player, but we haven't got time for that. We haven't got time for that. If we're looking for a direct replacement for Casemiro, we need to bring in somebody who's going to achieve the same numbers, if not better. I don't feel Edison is. I know he's been talked about. I know lots of people have mentioned him and said, look, Edison this and Edison that. But for me, it's a no. Please do not go for Edison. Whoever's watching, please stop that. Or else we'll be getting relegated next season. We'll be the new Spurs, right? We'll be the new Spurs next season. If we get into the Champions League, screw ourselves over, have a shit squad, and we can't compete in any competition. We just completely fall apart. And talking about relegation, this is the relegation battle on hand right now. So after today's matches, we've got Leeds 15th. I think they're fine. Forest won last night. Convincing win. They absolutely battered... who was it, man? Who did they batter? Sunderland. They absolutely played really well. Then there's West Ham, who won again today. And then there's Tottenham in the relegation zone. This is crazy. Despite them winning, Tottenham have won today, but West Ham won as well, and they've gone above them. It's going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy. I mean, I said to you, West Ham and Tottenham, two rival teams from London. It's going to be crazy, man. They're going to be out. I mean, it'll be top trumps. Whoever does that, whoever gets out of the relegation zone will be so pleased. But look, West Ham scored right at the last minute. Actually, let's go to the results. Let me quickly go through the results so you can see. Nottingham Forest won 5-0 last night against Sunderland. Then in today's game, Villa lost, which is fantastic news. But the bad news is that Liverpool have gone into fourth place, just behind United on 58 points. United have got. Villa have got 57. Liverpool have got 57 points. So not very good. It's not looking good because United need to win, and then United are playing them, I think, the game after. So it's a big game. Or the game after that, probably. Need to check. Anyway, so Liverpool won 3-1 against Palace. Palace were crap today, man. I was hoping that they could do a job on Liverpool, but they didn't. West Ham won 2-1 against Everton. Brilliant result. Tottenham won Wolves. They got lucky. 1-0. Interesting. And then Arsenal, bloody Arsenal, man. I really wanted them to lose, but they won against Newcastle at home. And then, of course, Monday night is Man United against Brentford. But yeah, that is them are the results for the Premier League. So nothing much has changed. Arsenal have gone top of the league at 64 points. Not 64 points. How much points have they got? 73 points. 73 points. Actually, United are on the same points as Liverpool, 58 points together. What am I talking about? I don't know why. Wow, that's crazy, man. So, obviously, United haven't played their game yet, but United 58, Liverpool 58, and Aston Villa 58. So that is the case in terms of the Premier League table. I can show you, actually, if that makes... Let me just bring it up on the screen. So there's a Premier League table and standings, as you can see. United there. Look, it's going to be an interesting one for the top third position, because it could be United, Liverpool, or Villa. It's going to be a tricky game. It's going to be tricky games. We need to win at least two. I know. Do you know what? I just want to qualify for Champions League. I'm not bothered about where we end up, whether it's first or fifth. But, well, we can't fit first, but you know what I mean, the third or fifth. However, I would like to finish third, just above Liverpool and Villa. At least we can kind of have a go at them. But anyway, Jim says it's because he's 40 mil. He's 40 mil euros. Edison, you're talking about. Yeah. It is. It's because of the price tag. We're going to go for cheap players, I've realised now. And I think even 40 mil is a lot of money for Ineos. I don't think they want to even spend that much. I think they believe that they can get Edison for probably in the region of 30. And that's why they're interested. That's why they've shortlisted him. And they want other players to come to United for next to nothing as well. I think that's why they were hoping for Gomez to come to United next to nothing. But Gomez is now subject to a bid from Atletico Madrid, or Atletico Madrid have agreed personal terms with João Gomez. And that means that a bid will be imminent for João Gomez. But it's a done deal. João Gomez is going to go to Atletico Madrid if no one else steps in. And Atletico Madrid look like they're going to pay the money that is needed to get the deal done. By that time, it's too late anyway. I mean, once you let the player agree personal terms with a club and get deep into that whole process, it's over. It's over because you've not shown the commitment. You've not shown the get up to go and get that player in the first place. Same thing with Elliot Anderson. Whether he deep down wanted to come to United, no one will know because United have sat back and allowed City to do all the proactive work and get the deal done, agree personal terms, and that player feels loved. He feels wanted by City. He doesn't feel wanted by United, who just are sitting there watching on. That is what Paul Scholes was trying to say. United do not do that. That's not United's DNA. They don't just sit there watching a player that they want go off to somewhere else. If you want that player, you go after him and you go and get that deal done. Now, okay, Elliot Anderson, if he's expensive, I accept that. I accept, okay, he's overpriced. Let's not go for him. But Tchouaméni, Wharton, Baleba, I mean, come on. Tonali, all these, are they all going to be expensive? Are they going to all be way over our budget? Because if that's the case, we might as well pack up our bags right now and call it a day. We might as well say, forget it. Forget qualifying for Champions League now. There's no point. We're going to be a laughing stock next season. Absolute joke. I mean, look, I apologise. Again, I'm not trying to be ultra negative, but this is how it all kind of plays out, doesn't it? Rory says the club are going to hope and pray that everything under Carrick is going to go well. We're fucking doomed. I think if we don't start acting like a serious club, get one of your top... Exactly. Jim says, to be fair, any players we get will be a risk. Brighton said 70 mil at least for Baleba. He's defo ain't worth that. Look, Baleba's been awful this season. We all accept that. He's not worth 70 mil. Every player that we get is a risk, without a doubt, Jim. Without a doubt, every player is a risk. However, there are some risks that I believe that are less risky. If we get someone who's on top form, being playing in the Premier League, I think that's less of a risk. I think the players that we know that we're not confident with, then yeah, they're a huge risk. Edison being number one risk. For me, he's a huge risk, and I think we need to go for proven players with experience, players who played in big games, players who played in big competitions. Edison from Atalanta, Serie A, is not a player who I look at and think, yeah, he's brilliant. You know, for me, if I've ranked it many times before, I'll give you my ranking again. It was Anderson. If it's not Anderson, then it's Tonali, Tchouaméni up there, and then Wharton and Baleba. That's how I would rank the players, and them are the players I want. I want two of them four. If we get any two of them four, we're chilling. There's other names as well that we've been linked to. Fernandez from West Ham. He had a decent game today, actually. Watched him play really well. Stiller from Bundesliga. Again, linked to him as well. But these names are just links. They're not any I've not heard that we've shortlisted these players in any way. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back tomorrow with a cracking show, Sunday show, which is the preview show to the game against Brentford. I like doing the preview show right before the match because then we can have a look at the table, discuss where everybody else is, and then look forward to Brentford and see if it is a must-win game. I don't know why I'm going to say is it a must-win game. Of course it's a must-win game. But anyway, I'll see you again tomorrow. Make sure you hit the like, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe as well. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.